Hello, happy Monday. Welcome back to another Lord of the Rings live stream. We are continuing on with our progression playthrough with the second scenario from the Overhill and Underhill Hobbit box. And that is, these are so long, I need to read them every single time. Over the Misty Mountains Grim. So, Over the Misty Mountains Grim it's kind of an interesting scenario and something that we haven't seen before in the progression style, where we basically have two encounter decks. So we set it up with this encounter deck at first, and we will kind of play through that. And once we hit 3A, it instructs us to get rid of this deck and add two basically new encounter sets where we have to fight the Great Goblin and take him out. Whereas in here we're fighting like some nasty stone giants or giants. Stone giants, yeah. So those are gonna get to come out. We're gonna have some fun with the stone giants. So that's kind of the scenario. It's a pretty high questing threshold as well. We need to do a total of 36 threat. So 16 on 2B. This is 0, 16, and then 20. But really what's nasty in this one are the big bads, the big meanies. So with that, we're subbing in a hero. So we have a new hero on the stream, which is new to this box. And we'll get to that in a second. I'm sure everyone has a guess at this point. It's a giant. Hey, sorry, how you doing? This one... Okay, here we go. So, we are playing through the campaign style. Looked like I froze there for a second. We are playing through the campaign style rules, and so if we do change out a hero, we're giving them a permanent +1 threat increase. So that, kind of dissuades us from wanting to change super frequently, but we are going to run a tactics hero. But the two returning champions are Dane Ironfoot and Nori. So Dane, I hope Denethor got pulled for someone else. Can you remind me what is a progression playthrough in Lord of the Rings? Yes, I can. So progression playthrough, when this game started coming out in 2011-ish time frame, they released it similar to like where they released Arkham, where they released, the deluxe expansion and then the next pack and the next pack and the next pack. And so I am playing through as if they were being released in that order. And so I have not opened any of the future content. So up until this quest, I've only opened the packs that have been out for that quest specifically, and up until that quest. And so there is an issue with power creep in this game, and I'm trying to avoid that and only play with the cards that were available at that time. And so it's been fun. It also allows me to open up packs and see all the cool stuff and as they're coming out, and see the new heroes that I get to play with. So that's always really fun. But with the new release schedule, they just released the Agmar Awakens reprint in the deluxe expansion style box, like what they're doing with Arkham. That's like, I think, the 5th cycle or so. And so in this playthrough, I have played through the core scenario and the 6 packs after the core. I played through the first cycle, which is the Dwarf Elf. Nori spelled backwards is iron. I never would have gotten that. That's really hilarious. But yeah, Nori spelled backwards is iron. There you go. That's what you need. I am comically... It's almost comical how bad I am at making sure that this text is the right size at this point. So let me fix that. But I have played through the first and the 6 packs that followed that. And then I played through the Dwarf cycle with Khazad-dûm and the 6 after that. And then they released these saga boxes, which are kind of, right now I'm playing through the Hobbit. And so that's what we're doing. Dane Norifoot. Dane Norifoot. There we go. I love it. Okay, 1 second. Let me see if I can. 1 second. Alrighty, okay. Dane Norifoot, you mean Nade Tonofori? They are insane. I love that. I love that. Yeah, they got some fun names. So I was playing with Ori last week, and then I have subbed in the tactics hero from this box, which is Bjorn. So Bjorn is kind of insane. So Bjorn is a 12 threat hero, and because we subbed him in and we're playing campaign style, this is a 13 threat hero, which is why we're starting at 33 instead of 32. He has a 0 willpower. He has a 5 attack, a 1 defense, and 10 hit points. So he is what we would define a tank. He is Sentinel, so he can defend for all of my friends at the table, which are 0. He cannot have any attachments. He's immune to player card effects. Already, you know, a lot of negatives there, but I mean, that 10 hit points right there. And then Bjorn does not exhaust to defend, so he gets a free defend of 1, and then he can swing back up 5. Pretty great. Bear's Rock. Yeah. This is the only bear. Well, I guess I have Bjorn and the Tactics ally, but yeah. So this is fun because there are a lot of like minions. I keep calling them minions. There are a lot of enemies in this deck where it's going to be nice to be able to swing back with 5. And then we've got Mr. Bilbo Baggins himself. So Bilbo is the campaign hero that needs to be a part of each one of these kind of quests throughout at least these 3. He's a 0 threat, a 1/1/1/3 hero. First player gains control of him, so I'm going to be holding on to him for the entire game. And then Bilbo cannot gain resources from player card effects, and then if Bilbo leaves play, players lose the game. So we have to keep him alive, but we got kind of a ragtag, don't even think, I can't even think of the word, the non-canon lineup here. Guess we got Nori and Bjorn from the Hobbits and Bilbo from the Hobbits, but then Dane's coming in from wherever Dane is from. But let's talk about our deck a little bit. So we've got some resource generators. So we've got we're running 2 Stewards and a Horn of Gondor. So there is a lot of allies in this deck, which Dane really kind of benefits from. And the allies benefit from Dane. So Horn of Gondor, you get a after a character is destroyed, add 1 resource to that hero's pool, and then Steward of Gondor. So we got a couple of different ways to get some resources in here. The majority of our deck, or the majority of the cost in our deck, is going to be Spirit, and so if we can get a way to, Nori is going to be our initial choice for any of whichever one of these we draw first. Hopefully it's going to be Steward. So those are the resource generators. We've got Narvi's Belt just to allow a little bit of flexibility, so we can attach to a dwarf hero and then exhaust it to basically give that dwarf hero any resource icon, and so that kind of helps give us that flexibility. We've got some readies. We've got 3 Galadriels. Because we are starting at 33, we really need to get that threat down, or else, you know, we can threat out pretty quickly. We've got a Test of Will, Hasty Strokes, which this deck, or at least the second deck, is very, very full of shadow effects. You can just kind of see as I'm flipping through here. There's a significant amount of shadow effects in this deck, so Hasty Stroke is going to be really beneficial here. And then the first deck is pretty full of when revealed effects. And so we hope to draw those Test of Wills first, and then we can get the Hasty Strokes in there second. But I'll take my new time. Dwarven Tomb to allow the flexibility. And then the Fortune or Fate is the card that was pointed, that Josh, Get Up in Game, pointed me towards for this deck, because Bjorn, when he's in the discard pile, his text box is considered blank. And so he can be affected by Fortune or Fate, which is a 5-cost spirit card that says choose a hero in any player's discard pile. Put that hero card into play under its owner's control, so we can get Bjorn back if he does sustain too much damage. Alrighty, what other tricks do we got? We got Sneak Attack. We got 3 copies of Sneak Attack to sneak attack in those original core set Gandalfs, and then, oops, these original core sets Gandalfs, and then our third Gandalf in here is a Overhill, Underhill Gandalf. Just help us with that questing, because we do struggle with quest in this deck. So we've got 2 copies of Ringmail, and let's talk about why we have Ringmail. So Ringmail is attached to a dwarf or hobbit character, and then the attached character gets +1 hit point and +1 defense. So what I really like here is Bilbo Baggins has a 1/1/1/3 style line. If he dies, we lose the game. However, we did get Sting, which is a treasure from our first quest in this campaign, or in this kind of saga. And Sting says you can attach to Bilbo Baggins. It's a restricted item. He gets +1 to all of his stats. And then after he exhausts to defend, which is before dealing damage, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Deal damage to the attacking enemy equal to the discarded threat. So this allows us to kind of take out some enemies in a fairly high risk situation, because if he dies, he dies. So we're looking at this for like all the smaller minions to come out and have Bilbo defend and hopefully kill them before they can deal damage. Just because I want to have a little bit of a safety net here, because he would be at a 2 defense, a 3 health. Ringmail then puts him at a 3 defense, 4 health, which just makes me feel a little bit more comfortable running Bilbo and having him defend, but that is Sting. The other treasure card that I took was Glamdring. So this is Gandalf's sword, attached to Gandalf or a hero, and the attached character gets +2 fight. Then after the attached character destroys an orc enemy, you get to draw a card. So this is going to be attached to probably Dane over here, because we cannot attach it to Bjorn. So we're going to probably attach it to Dane to bump his attack up to 4. So that's going to help us knock through some of these big minions. We got Blade of Gondolin for more attack. We got Dwarf Alpha Axe for more attack. And really, this is just, we got a lot of minions in here. We have got Foe Hammer, which is a newer card for me in this set. So Foe Hammer says after a hero you control attacks and destroys an enemy, exhaust a weapon card attached to that hero to draw 3 cards. It's a 0-cost card, and this is very, very good, because without having access to the lore aspect or the lore sphere with this deck, we do struggle with card draw, and we're going to be killing a lot of little guys. And so we're going to have either Sting or Glamdring in our starting hand based off of the setup of this scenario, and based on the starting hand that I draw, because we get to see our starting hand before we activate the scenario setup, kind of determines which one we'll go get. And so we'll kind of play it by ear once we get that, but Foe Hammer is going to allow us to just draw through and get the cards that we really need. We've got Goblin Cleaver, which is exhaust a weapon card attached to a hero you control. Choose an enemy, deal 2 damage or 3 damage if it's an orc. Just a free 3 damage. We've got 3 feints because we don't like being killed. And then we've running the Gambit of Dwarf Allies. So kind of a across the board difference in, we got 2 spirit, we got a lot of tactics, and then we got a couple of leadership. One thing that I will note is I did play last week's game incorrectly. So all characters are committed to the quest simultaneously. And so last week I was committing Longbeard Elder, taking a look at the top card, and then deciding who else I could commit to the test. That was incorrect. I cannot do that. And so what this is I choose everyone to exhaust, then I can take a look at the top card of the deck, and then activate his effect. So if it's a location, put a progress token on the current quest, and if it's not, he gets -1 quest for the rest of the phase. So we will make sure to play that correctly this time. I don't know how much it would have mattered last time. We may go back and play it again just for fun, but I don't think it was game changing necessarily. But that is the deck. I am really excited. I like Bjorn a lot more now that he's been on the table, I have a couple games under my belt than when I initially took him out of the pack. So when I initially saw him, I was like, he seems kind of hard. He's a high threat, but he can swing at some folk. So, and I'm sure that I've just heard there are more cards, different cards, better cards that make him even better. So it will be fun to have him as a staple in the tactics sphere going forward. So this deck is 52 cards because our treasure cards do not count towards the maximum or minimum deck size. Actually, I don't even know if there's a maximum deck size in Lord of the Rings. I don't know why I would ever, but so let's see what we got. We've got 6 cards. We've got Goblin Cleaver. We've got Feint. I like seeing Feint in the opening hand. That is always good. We also have a foe hammer. We have 2 foe hammers, and a Dwarf Axe. So this is not the best starting hand, right? I would like to see a Steward. I would like to see a Horn of Gondor. I would like to see something along those lines. However, we do have a Feint, and we do have a foe hammer, so we can draw into those cards. So this is going to be +2 cards on probably not turn 1, maybe turn 1 actually, but we'll see. We'll play with it. I think we're going to keep this one because I do really just want to have that Feint in my hand, because we're going to be getting a pretty nasty goblin coming and attacking us, as you'll see here soon. So we'll keep this hand. This is our 6. Threats at 33, quest is at 0. Let's go to setup. So shuffle the Over the Misty Mountains and Grim Western Lands encounter sets into one encounter deck and make it the active encounter deck. Then shuffle the Great Goblin and the Misty Mountain Goblins encounter sets into the second encounter deck and set aside inactive. Ooh. A short rest. After a refreshing stay in the House of Elrond, Bilbo and his companions resume their quest for the Lonely Mountain. But to reach Erebor, they first had to climb the high pass into the Misty Mountains. So when revealed, each player may search his deck for 1 treasure card and add it to his hand, then shuffle the deck. Advance to stage 2A. So we're going to go grab Glamdring for this one. Because we want to be able to put that onto Dane to give him that +1 attack. And so we'll be able to swing for a pretty significant just starting out here. And then hopefully we'll just draw into Sting here later. But because we want to be destroying a minion with an attacking character with those foe hammers, we'll grab Glamdring. Most of the time I'm grabbing Glamdring with this deck. So advance to stage 2A. The Mountain Pass. When he peeped out in the lightning flashes, he saw across the valley the stone giants were out and hurling rocks at one another for a game, and catching them and tossing them down into the darkness, where they smashed among the trees far below, splintered into little bits with a bang. The Hobbit. So, when revealed, search the encounter deck for 1 copy of Stone Giant and add it to the staging area. Then shuffle the encounter deck to reveal 1 card per player from the encounter deck and add it to the staging area. So, starting out strong with a Stone Giant, which has a engagement threat of 40. He's a 4/6/3/9. Then, while at least 1 Stone Giant is in the staging area, the Galloping Boulders card gains Surge, and then after Stone Giant engages a player, that player chooses and discard 1 ally he controls. So, question for the chat. I've been playing it that if I don't have an ally, I just don't do anything, or can I not engage him? Because that kind of matters. We'll go ahead a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4. I think I just don't do anything. Because it says it's a forced effect after. So I can engage him, and then I am forced to discard an ally I control. If I don't have an ally I control, like I feel like it would have said like discard an ally in order to engage the stone giant, but I appreciate you checking. While Astaria is checking, we'll go ahead and get us started. Let me make sure I'm on screen and everything. Alrighty, so we will draw a card, which is a Longbeard Elder. Very cool. Oh, I need to reveal a card, which is the Dreary Hills. So forced, after placing one or more progress tokens on Dreary Hills, each player must discard one card at random from his hand. Then after Dreary Hills leaves play as an explored location, Bilbo Baggins gains one resource. I would have to agree with you. That's how I've been playing. It makes sense to me that it's that way, but no allies, no loss yet. Yep. But so I need to do 12 damage to the stone giant. And so I'm looking at this. This is going to be 4, 9, 11. So not quite there, unfortunately. But I can. Oops. I'll probably need to just feint next turn. And then I can get a Dwarven Elf Axe out there. But I would draw the Denethor ally first then. I actually didn't know. I think I saw that he was a leadership ally, but oh man. Okay, so starting out, we're gonna place a Gladring on Dane. Gladring. Ooh, or here we go. Actually, I can do this. So because I have Goblin Cleaver, I can swing at the stone giant for 2, and I won't get to draw my cards with Foe Hammer, but there's going to be a lot of minions in this deck, and so we'll get to at least draw at some point. So if I go feint, I go Goblin Cleaver. That's going to be 2 damage. So I basically have, it's going to be down to 7. I need to do 10. There's 10. So I can actually quest with Bilbo or Nori if I would like. So I'm going to quest with Nori just to make sure my threat stays down a little bit. So questing for Nori with 3. I'm going to reveal a card, which is Overhanging Rock. While Overhanging Rock is the active location, it gains the action to spend 1 Baggins resource to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add one of those to your hand, and discard the other. That is so awesome. I love that for us. I'm going to move. I don't know why I have so much room. We're going to just move all of this over because we're going to have a lot of stuff over here. Okay, so I quested for 3. So my threat is going up 6, which is not good. Not what you want. But at 39, I'm going to hope that we can get a way to lower our threat quickly. Nori does allow us to lower our threat whenever we play a dwarf ally, so hopefully we can start doing that pretty soon. But, whew. Alrighty, so we're going to travel. And we're going to travel to the Overhanging Rock, which allows us to do the action of Bilbo. And then we're going to go ahead and engage the stone giant. So the stone giant is engaged with us. And there we go. Okay, so first thing, we are going to exhaust Glamdring and play Goblin Cleaver to deal 2 damage to the stone giant. Then we're going to spend 1 tactics resource to play feint. Choose an enemy engaged with the player. That enemy cannot attack the player this phase. So we're going to choose the stone giant. What's up, B-Snow? How you doing? How is your Monday going? I hope it's going well. We are killing stone giants. So that is 2. He's not attacking. Then we will swing back with 4, 9, 10, and -3 is 7. Down to 9, So the stone giant dies. Just like that. Stone giants are easy to kill. They're not. They're not. I just got really lucky with my cards. Okay, and so we will go ahead and spend a resource here to look at the top two, which is a Gandalf and a Sting. Okay, I hate to do this, but we're going to discard Gandalf because we really want this Sting. And we just have to know that we are not going to be hanging out with Gandalf today. Dance of the Stone Giant. So we will clean up our exhaustion tokens, raise our threat all the way up to 40. We actually may get to play this game again. Who knows? Pass out some resources. Draw a card, which is another hasty stroke. Don't love seeing that. But one thing to know is that we do have a little bit of time before we progress onto 3A. Once we hit to 3A, I want at least 2 resources on Bilbo Baggins, because that negates how many cards we're putting out. And so let's go ahead and spend 1 to activate this again. So we've got a Galadriel's Greeting, that's huge, and a Goblin Cleaver. We're going to take Galadriel's Greeting. Goblin Cleaver can go away, but that's going to really help our threat. Ooh. That's nice to have. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw Sting onto Bilbo, bumping his stats up to 2-3. Not too bad. About to run it back with Quicksilver. I am here to reveal my jealousy on the Lord of the Rings Max once again. I mean, it's great. You should get one. They're pretty great. But I saw that you were really enjoying Quicksilver, which makes my heart happy. So I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that you're running it back as well, because it's a fun pun right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and spend 1 resource from Bjorn to play a Dwardelf Axe onto Dane, and so that's putting us there at a 5 attack, and then +1 damage every time I attack. So that's always nice. That's nice. I can see why you like him so much. He is so much fun. He's so flexible, which makes him such a great just like solo player or solo character. So totally can see why. Okay, so we're just hanging out, hoping that we don't die here. So we're gonna go ahead and quest with Bilbo for 2. We're gonna quest with Nori for 5, and we're gonna hang out with Bjorn and Dane just in case something comes out. His precon was actually put together really well. Oh, that's good. I don't remember his precon that much, so I'm glad to hear that. So we're questing for 5 with 3 showing. I don't love it, but it's what we got to do. And we've got a 1. So while Cave Force entrance is in the staging area, it gains at the end of the round. Place the top X cards from the encounter deck onto the bottom of the encounter deck, where X is the number of players in the game. So we quested for 5. We were showing 4, so we actually placed 1 here, which I'm okay not running through this super quickly. But we will get location locks if we don't, push it through eventually. But so that's the end of the round. So we'll take these. We'll increase threat. We'll pass out money. We'll draw a card, which is Sneak Attack. Alright. It was a decent protection deck, which makes sense with, protection with him, because you're able to defend, get a free ready, go into the hero phase. So great. Also, it works really well in multiplayer because you can defend for multiple people around the table, which is pretty fun. So, okay, so let's go ahead and spend a resource from Bilbo to look at the top 2. It's another Galadriel's and a Narvi's. I'm at 41 threat. I do have Dwarven Tombs. I'm going to keep Narvi's. We'll keep Narvi. We'll have him around. Don't think I need Narvi's quite yet. I think I'd rather get this Longbeard in here. So we're going to go ahead and spend 3 resources to put the Elder in, which will help. And then we are going to hang out at least 1 turn to play this Gladiator's Greeting. I'm at 41. I hopefully will not just thread out enough. Enough. Champions is Lord of the Rings night. It is Lord of the Rings night. Oh, man. I like Lord of the Rings. I like them all. Okay, so we're gonna need to push through here pretty quickly, I think. So, or not pretty quickly, but I'm afraid of what's gonna pop up. I hope it's a monster. I hope a monster pops up, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and quest for 3. I'm gonna start using 6. Yep, so 6. And we were showing 4. Let's go ahead and put 8 on there. Just to be a little bit safe. Showing 4. If I flip a 2, we'll be fine. Flipping this, rune reveal, discard all Baggins resources, which is fine with me. And so we're questing for 8. We're showing 4. So we got 2 going on here and 2 going onto the main. Oh, I needed to do this. At the end of the round, place the top X cards in the encounter deck, which is going to be the Stone Giant, is going to be on the bottom of this deck. Let's go ahead and travel to the Dreary Hills. This is after placing 1 or more progress tokens on it. I have to discard a card at random from my hand, which I hate. I hate that. But yeah, I really don't like that. Let's travel here instead. I'm ready to buy some more Lord of the Rings cards. It sucks playing the core set and Mirkwood pack over and over and over again. Have you gotten the Dark? Yeah. So Agmar is coming out. I would suggest going ahead and buying the rest of the Mirkwood cycle, like the 6 that come after that. If you can find those are really good. I really enjoyed my playthrough of those, and so I would suggest that. It comes with more player cards. It expands the options a lot for deck building, and so those are there. With them announcing Agmar, which is I think the 4th or the 5th cycle, I don't know if those are going to be released again or not. Might as well just go ahead and get them. Okay. End of the round. That goes here. Threat goes up. I'm at 42. And then we're going to pass out some money. Draw a card. Another feint. Okay, that'll come in handy later, as long as we don't discard it. And okay, so let's go ahead and spend 3 off of Nori to play Gladriums. Reduce my threat by 6, taking me down to 35. That was my threat, or that was my quest. That's why nothing changed. There we go. Perfect. Down to 35. I should just get the rest of Mirkwood. I've been busy trying cards that buying cards that shall not be named. Nice. Yeah, I would suggest the rest of the Mirkwood cycle. It's really good. It's really good. Very solid. Okay, what are we looking at? I think we're just gonna go for it. So we've got. I forgot to do Longbeard Elder last time. So it would be this card. No, it wouldn't. it would be this card. So I would have placed one, so this would have one extra on it. I'm just going to shuffle because I saw that. I need to remember to do that. I need to remember. And I'm going to put Stone Goblin on the bottom. Whew, okay. Just need to remember to do Longbeard Elder. Okay, so let's go ahead and quest. Let's go 3, 6, 8. And now we're going to reveal the top card. It is not... bummer. It is not a location, so we're actually down to 7. Okay, so this thing gets revealed. Discard all non-treasure, non-objective attachments in play, which is this Dwarf Elf Axe. We don't have a Test of Will, unfortunately, so we just lose the Dwarf Elf Axe. And we quested for 7. We've got 3, 6, 7, and there you go. Now we have to make a call to see if we want to quest. Yeah, I think this is the right time to do it. Or travel. So let's go ahead and travel here. Okay. And then we'll play Narvi so we can get it out of our hand, so we can avoid immediately losing it to that. And then hopefully we'll draw a Hasty Stroke. I don't know. Yeah, hopefully we'll draw a Hasty Stroke. Okay. Increase our threat. We are up to 36. Draw a card. Oh, it's Gandalf. Okay, well that works. That works really well, because we can get Gandalf out of our hand while this triggers. So here we go. Oh, sweet. Okay, we will have Narvi though, as a potential loss, but that's fine. We don't need Narvi in this deck. It's a failsafe. So actually, before we do that, I don't think I gave money, did I? I don't think I did, because Nori had 4, and then I played Galadriel's Greeting. Gandalf V 1.0. Yes, still very good. Still very good. Actually, oh, this is gonna be fun. Check this out. Okay, so we are going to. I'm thinking about throwing Narvi onto Nori. No, if we lose it, we lose it. We'll see what happens. So in the quest phase, we're going to spend 1 resource to sneak attack Gandalf in. When he comes in, we're going to reduce our threat by 5. Bringing us down to 31. And so he's committed to the quest at 4, 7, 10. And we'll hang out there. I don't want to push too fast. 10, no, we'll just go ahead and do 2 more. So that's up to 12. So 12, we will flip here. When revealed, the first player chooses 1 stone giant in the staging area. At the end of the quest phase, that stone giant engages the player with the highest threat. If there are no stone giant cards in the staging area, search the encounter deck for 1 stone giant and add it to the staging area. Joy. I assume I shuffle, so it doesn't say to, but I assume I do. Okay, well, there's the stone giant. So I quested for 12. He's got a 4. There's 5, 6. We're going to discard 1 card at random from our hand. I don't know where my dice are. So we will go with this one. Okay, faux hammer. Bummer, but that's fine. And then, so this is 4. This is 2, puts us at 6. We quested for 12, so 6 go on to the main. So 2, 4, 6. So we're 10 out of 16. Don't forget Longbeard Elder ability. Thank yous very much. So it's actually -1. Thank you so much. I will completely forget that every single time. But I appreciate it. And then Bilbo gets a resource. Stone Giant's going to stay up there because definitely don't want him down here. And we will end the round that way. We will increase our threat, going up to 32. We will give everyone some money. We will get to draw a card, which is Fortune or Fate. Okay, which is good. That will be good for later. When we need it. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to... We're going to put Gandalf into play. And he is going to... I think defend for us. No, I have a feint. I do have a feint. Okay, so... With Gandalf coming into play, I have 2, 4, 9. And I have to deal effectively 12 up here. Istari is all over the Lord of the Rings reminder. Yeah. I will cut and paste each round for you. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you very much. So I got 9 just here. I could have Gandalf in there to do the rest. And if I do that, then I can reduce my threat some, or I can actually draw some cards, which may... I'm sitting at 32, which is pretty comfortable. So I may throw Gandalf in to the rink and draw some cards. Draw 3 cards. That seems pretty good. Okay. Yeah, so let's do that. So we are going to spend 2, 3, 4, 5 to put Gandalf in to draw 3 cards. We've got a feint. We've got a Battle Master. There we go. And then we've got a Steward of Gondor. Hello, friend. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, so let's spend 2 to put a Narvi's Belt onto Nori. And then Nori, we're going to exhaust Narvi's Belt to give Nori a leadership icon. We're going to spend 2 to put Steward of Gondor onto Nori, and then we'll exhaust it to give Nori 2 resources. Now we're having some fun. Okay. I should have thought about drawing into Battle Master and use 1 resource from elsewhere, but that's fine. Just things to think about. Okay, so we will... This is what we're going to do. We're going to go 3. And we're going to put this right here so that I remember it. So that's 3. There's 5. 8. So at the very best, if I flip those to 0, we don't progress, which is what we need. Don't forget to use Longbeard Elder's ability. Thank you very much, Sorry. We're going to flip up here. This is a location, so we're going to place 1 here on the main. So we're up to 10 out of 16. And then this comes in to play. This has a force. This is the Dreary Hills. After placing 1 or more progress tokens on here, each player must discard 1 card at random from his hand. Bummer. After Dreary Hills leaves play, Bilbo Get Back and gains a resource. Okay. So I quested for, what did I say, 9? Should have been keeping track of it. So 3, 6, 8. We're showing 7. We'll throw 1 on there. During our travel phase, we're going to travel to Dreary Hills. We're going to go ahead and engage the Stone Giant. We're going to spend 1 resource to play a feint. And we're going to choose the Stone Giant, so he's not going to attack. My chat just went away. Which was just my phone dying, so. Or my iPad dying. Maybe like a little stand over here. That'd be fun. That'd be nice. Okay. I can use my dead iPad. Perfect. Okay, so he's not attacking. I guess we do this, right? We discard this card for a shadow card, which I think I forgot last time, but it is what it is. And then we will swing back for 4, 9, 14, which will kill him. I will go ahead and play Foe Hammer. So after a hero you control attacks and destroys an enemy, exhaust a weapon you control, and draw 3 cards. We've got Sneak Attack, Horn of Gondor, and Ring Mail. Okay, perfect. Stone Giant is... Oh, I have to discard an ally when he engages me, so I'll discard Longbeard Elder. Forgot about that. And Gandalf goes away. Alrighty. So at the end of the round, we will get to ready. Increase our threat, so we're up to 33, which is not bad. We're gonna go 1, 3, 1, 1. We can make a push here, and if we make a push, then we have the 2 resources on Bilbo to mitigate that extra card draw when we go to round 3A or 3B. So, just something to think about. Steward isn't restricted, right? Yeah, and neither is Narvi's. That seems wrong. Okay, so... So let's do this. Let's spend... We're going to give Nori the Tactics Sphere. We're going to spend 2, 3 to put Battle Master into play. We're going to spend 2 to put Ring Mail into play. And we're going to spend 1 to put Horn of Gondor into play. And so that kind of gets it so that I'm okay. I don't want to lose Fortune or Fate, but I'm okay if it does happen because we're going to be, moving on. Alrighty. So in the quest phase, we're going to go 3. Let's go ahead and do this correctly. We're down to 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. I say push, but I lost my heavy quester. So we're going to go 6 to... When revealed, the player must choose a questing character. That character takes 3 damage and is removed from the quest. Yeah. It's got to be Battle Master. Well, okay, I could put it on Nori, but that gets really scary. It's going to be Battle Master. I hate that. So, remove from the quest takes me down to 5. So, 2 goes here. I have to discard a card at random from my hand. Which is Hasty Stroke. Okay, so 2 goes there, which leaves us with 3. So we're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 out of 16. We'll get it next round. Ready, threat, money. Also, I have not been using Nori's ability. So, there's just a lot happening. And I need to remember that. I think it would only work twice. But I'm not going to retroactively do that. Just need to remember that in the future. Draw a card. Bladed Gondolin. Okay. So let's go ahead and spend... We'll exhaust Narvi's Belt to give Nori... Ooh, after a character is destroyed, add one money. So we will go ahead and do that from when we destroyed Battle Master. We're going to give Tactics to Nori. We're going to spend 1 to place Bladed Gondolin onto Dane. So now he's dual wielding. He's got both of his restricted slots taken up. And that's what we'll do. So let's see what we can do here. We've got 2, 5. Flip a card. Cave Entrance. While Cave Entrance is in the staging area, it gains force at the end of the round. Place the top X cards from the encounter deck on the bottom of the encounter deck, where X is equal to the number of players in the game. So we're going to place 4 on here, which will progress us. In my practice games, I saw way more enemies than this. I think that there are more enemies in this new deck, but... Down to Goblin Town. Out jump the goblins, big goblins, and great ugly looking goblins. Lots of goblins before you could say rocks and blocks, the Hobbit. When revealed, shuffle all the encounter cards back into the encounter deck and set it aside. Inactive. The second encounter deck becomes the active encounter deck. Search the encounter deck for the Great Goblin and put it into the staging area, then shuffle your deck. So Great Goblin comes in right there. I do really like this mechanic where it kind of changes up the entire encounter deck halfway through. I think that's pretty cool. I would be okay if they reuse that in the future. And when we flip this over, players cannot defeat the stage unless the Great Goblin is in the victory display, so we have to kill the Great Goblin. Bilbo Baggins may spend X resources to reduce the total number of encounter cards revealed by X, and we revealed 3. So we'll go ahead and spend 2 resources to only reveal 1, because it is a minimum of 1 that we are revealing. Let's see what we got. We've got Goblin Miners. So Goblin Miners gets +1 defense for each cave location in play. Okay. So both of these are going to engage me because I have a pretty high threat. Actually, first I'm going to travel here. Then both of these are going to engage me because I have a pretty high threat. And we are going to spend 1 resource here to go ahead and feint the Great Goblin. So he is not going to attack. So we'll just discard this shadow card. And then the Goblin Miner is going to attack for 2. And Bjorn is going to defend. But he does not exhaust when we need to defend. So 2, shadow effect. Attacking enemy is returned to the staging area after the attack resolves. I'm trying to figure out if I want to cancel that. I don't think I... He has 2. I'm swinging at him for 9. No, I'm swinging at him for 10. So I can kill it. Yeah, so he's going to go back. Okay. Then the... he has a force ability that's after he attacks, but he did not attack because I did feint with him. Or feint him. Kind of did that, sidestep. So now we're going to swing back. We have... because this is an orc, we get +1 when attacking an orc, so we're going to go 5, 10, and that will kill the Goblin King, or the Great Goblin. And so he goes to the victory display, and a couple things happen. Bladed Gondolin, after a hero attacks and destroys an enemy, place 1 progress token on the current quest, which goes on to the active location. After the attached character destroys an orc enemy, draw a card. Is my camera flickering? So like out of the corner of my eye, it feels like the screen keeps jumping black. So I can't tell. Did that goblin in the staging area not do any damage to Bjorn? Oh, he did. He did one. Sorry. Yep, you're right. Thank you. So I drew Beaufort from that card. And we're good. And nope. Character is friendly, so we haven't lost a friendly character yet. Nope, screen is good. Okay, cool. So it's just I'm just going insane, which is a much more preferable option than the stream being bad. So we're good. Okay, so we're gonna increase our threat. We're gonna draw a card, which is a veteran axe hand. Love to see it. Pass out some money. And let's have some fun. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and exhaust Narvies to give tactics. We'll spend 2 resources here to put veteran accent into play. And we're going to remember Nori's ability, which is crazy. And that's going to reduce 1. That Bjorn hero is a monster. Yes, he is. A failed sanity check will not affect your ability to keep playing Lord of the Rings. Absolutely not. Yeah, Bjorn is crazy. You have to figure out how to quest outside of Bjorn, but he's pretty fun. He is a significant. He's significantly more fun than I thought he was going to be when I initially read him. He's one of those that is a lot better once you kind of start playing him. And then Beast Snow, I don't know if you saw this at the beginning, but the Fortune or Fate. So choose a hero in any player's discard pile and put that hero back into play. And so you can, because he has considered a blank text box, then you can play that card to bring him back and just do a lot of damage. Do a lot of damage. So we're just going to go ahead and spend 3 to put Beaufort into play. We'll reduce my threat again by 1 because of Nori's ability. And okay, I like it. So let's go ahead and quest some. So we got 3, 6, and we're gonna have Bilbo. Oh, he doesn't need to defend over here. I mean, like, we're fine. So 3, 6, 8. And then we've got damage for days if we need it. So 8. We're showing 2. We're going to flip up a Goblin Bent Swords. So if the Great Goblin is in the victory display, this card gains Surge. So that's great. And then we've got Win Revealed. Starting with the first player, each player must choose 1 Goblin enemy in the discard pile and add it to the staging area. Joke's on you. I don't have any Goblin enemies, so sweet. Doesn't exhaust to defend, and you can bring him back. Yeah. He has 1 defense and 10 health, and so he can, and 5 attacks. So he just like churns through some of these little guys. Okay, so I quested for 8. We're showing 4. We've got 2 here, so we're down to 4, 2, and then 2. Both of these are going to engage me, and let's figure out what we're going to do with our lives. This only takes 2. This takes 5 to kill, which is fine. We'll go ahead and defend free here. So 2 to 1. Attacking enemy gets +1. So it's going to be 3 to 1, so I take 2 damage. And then we've got 3. We're going to have Veteran Axe Hand defend. So 3. Defending character gets -1. He wasn't surviving that anyways. So he dies, and Nori gets excited about that. Okay. So now we will swing back 5 here and 5 here, which will kill both of these. And after I attach and destroy an enemy, place 1 progress token on the current quest. So we're going to go 1 here. And I get to draw a card because that was an orc enemy. Hey, we got Philly. And that will do it for the round. So we'll stand everybody up. Pass out some money. Increase our threat. And draw a card. We've got another Longbeard Elder. Okay, let's flood the battlefield. Let's see what we can do. Alrighty, so we're going to exhaust Nardi's to give leadership to Nori. We'll spend 3 to play Philly. We'll reduce our threat whenever we play Philly. And then Philly says, after you play Philly from your hand during the planning phase, search your deck for Killy and put him into play under your control. And so we've got Killy coming in. Love that. It's just such a fun combination. Okay, so there you go. And then we got 3 more. Let's spend 1, 2, 3 to play the Longbeard Elder, so we will decrease our threat again. And Astari, you're back up. No, he can't be in your hand. Has to be in your deck. Right, I played Philly and then I went through my deck and found Killy. Last game I had both of them in my hand. But hey D20, how you doing? Playing Philly. Yeah, so I played Philly. After you play Philly from your hand during the planning phase, search your deck for Killy and put him into play under your control. So yeah, I played Philly, then I searched my deck for Killy. Alright, Jack, time to wreak havoc. Okay. And then what's my favorite Lord of the Rings sphere? Ooh, probably spirit / lore. I'm not allowed to say. Okay. So the word that is currently in the chat, I'm no longer allowed to say. So we'll see how that plays out. I would probably say my favorite sphere is either going to be leadership or spirit. Yeah. I can't. How many of these points do you have, D20? Okay. Did you? Sorry, I thought he was in your hand. No, please don't disappear. Please don't disappear. No, he was at the very bottom of my deck, so I found him very quickly. Okay, so I cannot say like any word, so we're just gonna finish this out being very silent, I think. D20 a lot. Okay. Okay, so y'all are gonna need to yell at me if I do make a mistake on these words, so. Okay, so let's go. So D20, I am playing with Bjorn for the first time, and he is a lot of fun. Okay, fine. I am playing with the bear. I said it before it popped up on my screen, so you can't get mad at me yet, B-Snow. I said it like right before it popped up. I'm playing with the bear. He's a lot of fun. Okay, so let's quest. Let's take this all the way down to 0. Am I that's one of them. Nope, I'm allowed to say that. I'm allowed to say it. You're a huge bear fan. BJ and the bear. Yes. Okay, so let's go 3, 5, 7, 10. $13. We'll hang out. The Chicago Bears swings for 5. Okay, so we're going 13. Flip this card. It's a 3. And then while this is the active location, Goblin enemies get +1. So we're placing 10. 2. 4. 6. 8. 10. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 out of 20. So we got 7 to go. We'll go ahead and travel to the... No, we're not. We'll leave that out there. No need to travel. I have to keep going back and looking at my my banned words. Okay. I think I'm good. I don't think I've messed up yet. We will take all of these tokens off of the current heroes and allies that are exhausted. We will raise our threat by 1. Draw a card, which is Dwarven Tomb. Pass out money. So, for those who have played the Hobbit box, do you prefer the first box or the second Hobbit box more? Okay. So, planning. I got really anything that can help me out here. So let's do... Let's go. Goblin Cave is what flipped up. So this actually has one more on it because Istari, you had one job. You had one job, and that was to yell at me from Longbeard. But we're good. We're good. I'm only joking. Okay, so let's take this down to 0. Probably the first. Oh, my chat stopped refreshing on my phone. Okay, sorry, I did not see that I was not allowed to say the planes, trains, and automobile word. Probably the first. The second one was really rough. You struggled bad. That's too bad. Is it fun bad, or is it just bad? Okay, so we got 3, 5, 7, 10. 13. 15. 3. Denethor appears into the Palantir and says, "Don't forget to use Longbeard Elder ability." Haven't played either of them. So actually, Beast Note, that's another path that I would suggest you take if you're struggling finding the rest of the Mirkwood packs. Then I think the Saga expansions. I've been enjoying these so far. I think the Saga expansions would be a pretty fun path to go down. So D20, it was fun at first, but after that, not really. Okay, so 15 to 3. We'll flip up a 3. The first player exhausts 1 character he controls, so we will exhaust Bearman. So we got 6. So we got 9. We have 2, 4, 6, 7, 14. We blaze through the 20 here. So, well, there you go. That was I'm never gonna remember the name of this. That was Over the Misty Mountains Grim for the second scenario in the Hobbit box, the initial Hobbit box, and yeah, that one seemed a little bit easier than the initial one. Not saying that it wasn't super easy, that it was super easy, but the deck build felt slightly a little bit easier for it. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun having the 2 different encounter decks. That was really interesting. I hope that we see a little bit more of that in the future. I like that Tactics is really, making a strong run here, especially with this Foe Hammer card, right? Like, that allows you to draw through your deck fairly quickly. Never got to use Ringmail or Sting for Bilbo. I guess we used Sting to increase the willpower there, but Yeah, so that was the deck. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, the deck list will be in the description, and so you can go check that out. And if you missed or wanted to see more of this playthrough, you can go back and check it out on YouTube. Also, join the Discord. So we have a Living Card Games Discord, and we like talking about this, Arkham Horror, Marvel Champions, all the other living card games there. So that's a very exciting community. So please go join that. Links in the links in the bio or in the description, depending on what platform you're watching on. Your deck was sweet in this, nicely done. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's going to be kind of fun because my threat started a little bit higher, so 33, and I usually try and get my threat at least under 30, right? But I have a 11, a 9, and a 12, and because we're playing the campaign rules, we swapped this out, and we're running a 13 with Bjorn. So 33 is pretty high. I was able to draw into Galadriel's fairly quickly, and then Nori can really just bring that threat down very, very quickly. So I appreciate everyone hanging out. I think D20, you are streaming Pokemon tomorrow, if I remember that correctly. And then we will be on, D20 and I will be on playing Arkham Horror on Wednesday at 8 p.m. And so we're playing our way through Edge of the Earth campaign. And so we'll be back with Ice and Death Part 3, which I feel like I'm in this like Groundhog Day situation with Arkham Horror right now. And then Friday, we're going to be continuing on with the Sinister Motives campaign for Marvel Champions. So I'm really excited about that. I'm having a ton of fun with Captain Marvel in that campaign. And then Sunday, we are playing Sheer Boredom Tabletop Roberto, who came on once before. He played Iron Man. Him and I are playing Into the Ether Wednesday. Roberto and I on Sunday evening are playing Marvel Champions again. We're playing a Doctor Strange Scarlet Witch team up to kind of get it hyped and excited for the new Doctor Strange movie coming out. So that's kind of the stream schedule. I said that really fast. All of that you can find on the Discord as well. So that's kind of what's coming up. Thank you all for hanging out. Always love hanging out with you guys. You all. And I will see you and talk to you very, very soon. And peace. I just have to find the ending screen, which apparently is gone. There it is. See ya. Bye.